welcome to Kim's Keto Kitchen, where I make delicious keto meals that you can make easily in your own kitchen. Today I'm going to make a delicious stuffed cheddar bacon ranch dish that I made for dinner a couple weeks ago, and my family just absolutely loved it. Now, I'm basically the only keto person in my household, but I do serve a lot of keto dishes with every meal, so that I can accommodate all of us in our family. So the first thing I'm going to do is make the stuffing that goes with this dish. And I usually use 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese. I only had a pack and a half, so it will have to do. I'm probably going to add a little bit more other ingredients to bulk it up. Some of those ingredients will be cheese. So the first thing I'm going to do is just dump about 1.25 cups of some mozzarella that I had laying around the house, in the refrigerator, of course. And then some, this is Mexican blend chicken. I just use what I have on hand, and that's exactly what I had. So there's about 1.25 cups of cheese in there. And then I'm going to use an envelope of ranch dressing, an entire envelope. Now, if you have only like 4 breasts or whatever, right now I'm doing about 8 chicken thighs. You can use breasts with this, but I find that thighs are more flavorful. Then, adjust your ingredients accordingly. So I'm going to also add a little red pepper for a little kick, maybe about a tablespoon or so, about a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce to give it a little heft. I always eyeball stuff, especially when I'm cooking. And then probably a good 1/4 cup of bacon bits. And this is, I believe, the Walmart brand. And they're real bacon bits. I'm being lazy today. I don't want to bring out the frying pan and fry up any bacon today. Okay, so now I think that's everything for the filling. So I'm going to give it a nice stir and incorporate all of that goodness together. And once I get this all incorporated, I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so the next step is, well, actually, I forgot to add these herbs. I had them in my refrigerator. I thought, excuse me, why not use them? So there's about a teaspoon of fresh rosemary and a teaspoon of fresh thyme here. I'm going to add that to the mixture. You don't have to. I've never really done it. You know what? I'm going to use my hands, my clean hands that I just washed. You don't have to add that. You can add anything you want. You could add basil if you wanted to this. You could make it into like Mexican, or you could make it Mexican with some cumin and coriander and things like that. Or you could make it Italian and add Italian seasoning and so on, and just mozzarella perhaps. So I got that mixed in. So this is what it looks like. It's basically just a nice filling. Okay, and then let me wash my hands real quick. Rinse them off. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is show you what I always do. I always on a sheet pan, and I use my cookie sheets for almost anything that goes in the oven, or everything. I line it with aluminum foil, and then I always put the parchment paper on top of that, and boy, that double dose of coverage really helps with cleanup later on. So I'm going to put these right here, and there's no need to, if you have breasts, then you'd cut pockets in them, but seeing as we just have these thighs here, we're just going to open the thighs, and like a book, and it may seem like it may be too tight here on our pan, but remember, we're going to be folding them over. Let's see if you can see here. We're going to be folding them over with the filling in the middle. Now, if you had breasts, then you would cut a pocket and you would fill it that way. So I'm going to put a little bit of the filling and then close it, okay? And I'm going to do that with each of these thighs. Okay, and if I have any left over, I could probably use that in anything. I could even put it in to a pasta dish. It would melt right down because it's mostly cheese. I could use it as a spread, loosen it up as a spread and make it into it from a spread and make it into a dip. Many things you could do. All right, let's see here. Let's get these situated so they can all fit. And what my plan is I'm going to freeze half of this because right now I have one daughter living at home and my husband and I. So there's not really that much food needed at one sitting. So I'll probably pull out 3 of these for tonight's dinner, and the rest I will wrap individually for future dinners. I've become the freezer queen since I've retired. My kids make sure they tell me that, you know, like, did I freeze, you know, everything? Is there part of their body still in the freezer from babyhood? Because I seem to freeze everything. So, hey, it's great when you're retired and you have a nice day with your grandson or out with friends, and then all you have to do is come home and take them out of the freezer, nuke or put them in the microwave to defrost, and make a quick salad, and Bob's your uncle, there's your dinner. That's the kind of dinners that I like. All right, so there's just a little bit left here, so I may go back and refill some of these because there's not enough for much of anything. So let's give them a little bit more. Now you would think that this is it, right? That nice gooey filling would be fine, wouldn't it? But I'm gonna take it over the top, and I'm going to do a few other things with this. Let me spread these out so they have a chance to cook evenly while they're in the oven. Let me rinse my hands one more time. I took about maybe half a stick of butter, and I'm going to put it in the microwave and melt it down so that I can baste it on my chicken. Now what my plan is to baste it, put it in the oven at 450 for about 15 minutes, and it will really crust up with that butter on top. Oh boy, it's delicious. It's crusty on the top and it's ooey gooey in the center. And I even froze some and took them out and then heated them up in the oven again. And boy, they were just as delicious. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a few, I want to say paper clips, of these to keep some of them closed because they may open during cooking. That's what I found. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So I'm going to secure them all, I guess, just in case, so that we've got some. Oh, there's the kitty cat. She's coming for some lunch, or breakfast actually. We'll have to take care of that as soon as this gets in the oven. Okay, so now I'm going to baste. Here's my lovely melted, about 30 seconds. I'm gonna take, I could pour it over, but I don't want to waste it. I'm going to baste the tops of these generously with the butter. Oh, she's really hungry. She's yelling at me. And now again, I don't count macros. I just add a little good fat into my meals. I usually eat 1 meal a day, but recently I've been eating a couple meals a day. I have to get back on the keto train again. That 1 meal a day really did me well. Okay, so now they're all basted. I'm going to add, let's see, some chili powder. And I'm just gonna eyeball this and sprinkle the top. I'm not gonna put any salt because the cheese is just so salty. It doesn't need it. Okay, and then a little bit of garlic powder. You know me with garlic. I can't do garlic that well. So just a little bit for the taste. I'm going to, let's put a little paprika for color. And, oh, it's gonna look so nice when it roasts and it comes out in that red. I love to see that red paprika on a lot of meats, chicken. All right, so this is something I have. It's Brew Pub Chicken Grill Seasoning. You could use, I think they have Montreal chicken seasoning, which is delicious too. I just happened to pick this one up. It was on sale at my store, and it tastes just as good. So I'm going to, and the first time I did this, I used Montreal steak seasoning, and it was delicious. But the second time I used this, and it was just as good. So, all right, let's see. I basted, I buttered, I put all my seasonings on, I closed it up. Now what happens is it goes into a 450-degree oven, which I've already preheated, for about 15 minutes. So it's gonna, it's gonna really roast them and make those tops very crispy. And then I will turn that down to 350 for like another 15-20 minutes so that they can bake softly, so that that cheese doesn't burn and everything comes out nice and soft in the middle. So I will return with the finished product. See you in a bit. I forgot to tell you, after the 15 minutes, when you turn it down to 350, I'm going to baste them again with the butter and then go back in for another 15 to 20 minutes at 350. Okay, it's right out of the oven, fresh out of the oven. It's bubbly and cheesy and delicious. I'm gonna give it a taste test now and see how it came out. So I'm just gonna grab a small one here, maybe this one right here. Oh, and look at all that gravy on the bottom there. Boy, you could, if I were in the mood, I would use that and make a delicious gravy and maybe some cauliflower mash and a little green vegetable. But tonight I'm just gonna have a salad, a simple salad to go with this. But we're gonna test this for lunch. Kyla, do you wanna join me?
Oh yeah.
Come on in. Here's my daughter Kyla. She's always behind the camera helping me out here and helping me do setups and stuff.
I helped her come up with this recipe, by the way.
Yeah, she did. She found it on Tic Toc, and we will include that video underneath. And I'll also include the ingredients that I used. I always change things and make it my own. But this time I added a little bacon. Tell me
smoky.
Tell me if you can taste the bacon. Delicious. Your head's cut off, so kind of kneel. Because I'm so short. All right, let me give it a try.
It's really flavorful.
Yeah.
And it's so easy. You can make for your family.
Yeah.
And good for you.
Yeah. You can make this on your own at your apartment.
Yeah, when I get there.
When she gets there. Right now it's just Kyla, me, and my husband left at home. I have an older daughter too. But yeah, so we're going to try this.
Oh, missed all the cheese.
The best part.
I gotta come down a little lower.
So good.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Every time it gets better, doesn't it?
She put a little thyme in it just to change it up. Some bacon for that smokiness, trying to give it something different.
Oh my God.
The flavors in there are to die for. Everyone in your family is gonna love it.
I know.
It's really, really great.
I agree. And this would be, I've frozen it before and defrosted.
She likes to freeze things.
Hey, you don't complain when you have a nice meal in front of you, right?
No.
So make this your way too. Take what I have, use it as inspiration, make it your way, and I hope you enjoy it. And Kyla and I would like to say,
thanks for coming in to Kim's Keto Kitchen.
Hey guys, have a
See
great
you later.
day.